everyone! My name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we are playing the thoroughly well thought out Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy with the Ace Attorney expert herself.
Katie!
Guys, it's been a while since we've said those exact words. It's been a month now? 2 months?
I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah, we're back out of some Ace Attorney.
Take a good break.
Yeah, it's a good break full of Portal and Shenanigans and Lethal Company and all that kind of stuff.
It's worth noting it was like a couple years in between the trilogy and Apollo Justice, so...
We got Objection Funk playing in the background, I love it. So we're here to play. We're going to be meeting a lot of new characters. We're going to be seeing a lot of new things. As always, and I will say this, like with the previous games, please remember, this game was written God knows how long ago, and some of those things don't age well, and we will see those when we get to it. But, yeah, I'm excited to see it.
It wasn't quite written long enough to fully...
Okay, yeah.
But nothing's like terrible. It's just sort of like I roll my eyes at it.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. It'll be a good old time. Anyways, I'm ready to start this. I'm ready to get going, and I cannot wait to fight for the Orca and Marriott.
The Orca's not this one.
Damn it.
The Orca is 5.
Turnabout Trump. We're kicking Trump's ass. Let's go. It's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. Ooh, cards. Showdown time. Oh, damn. I forgot if it's 2 pairs that win. Wait, is that right? I know that beanie. I know that beanie. It seemed to be in a bit of trouble, something like that. Dead, someone hit him hard. Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Oh, it's been a while since we've been in here, baby. Yo, it's 4:20. Let's go, please.
Oh my goodness.
We're actually pretty close to the day. This is great. Okay, what's Apollo's voice gonna be?
It's up.
He's young.
I can give you like the general vibe of kind of how he's.
Give me his vibe. Give me his vibe.
So he's kind of like a if Phoenix was a bit more touchy. Is how I read him. I'm like slightly like he's very much a straight man character like Phoenix. But he's a bit more.
What about instead of talking about normal, it's just kind of make it a little more youthful, a little more something like this, maybe a little higher. Oh, okay, yeah.
He also has this fun little character quirk that I think you'll find pretty quick. But
all right. Panicked, palms sweaty, and I can admit it, I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. No. Is he the one with the German accent?
He's not Clavier.
Okay. Fuck. What's this?
But you can give him a little bit of German if you want.
He looks very handsome.
Don't he just?
He is very handsome. I feel like he's a bit of a pretty boy, and I don't know what what's a good pretty boy voice like.
I'd give him something refined,
but not pompously British.
You could make him pompously British. Not like cartoonishly, but pompously.
So something like this, something a little more refined, not quite over the top, but you know, something generally considered refined.
Yeah, something like that is probably good, and I'm sure, like, if you want to make any changes, you'll find it as you go along.
Oh yeah, for sure. Good morning, sir. Fuck. Right, her name's Justice. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise is your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. I'm happy with that voice I gave Christoph.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good one for him.
As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down. If you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the clients. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused.
Yeah, the defendant has been accused.
Sorry, my brain just stopped. I was like, that doesn't sound right, but it is right. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course.
I know exactly what it just tripped on, actually.
Say again?
I know exactly what you just tripped on.
Of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Sup, brah? How you doing?
Oh my god.
He's so fucking chill. Look at this man. Look at this man. Fucking.
The dilfification.
Yeah, he got dilfified. God damn, that scraggly beard is getting me, I'm not gonna lie. And his what used to be like super piercing eyes is now just fucking like kind of dead inside. Not gonna lie, he looks more dead inside than he looks relaxed.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of does, doesn't he?
You're not wrong.
Whoa. Yeah, he looks fucking dead inside, dude. Like, come on. If this isn't a man who isn't dead inside, I don't know what is. Good morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're, Fine, I'm fine. Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend, so why? You'll see. Huh? That's the most competent I think I've seen him so far. Like, this is the most not dead he looks, and he still looks fucking dead. like it wasn't even the fact that he his face does not. His face looks dead, but the fact that he moved with that determination for a second, that's just gonna be his fucking sprites changing. Obviously, for a second, it's like he felt so in control for one split second, and now he's just back to being dead. That's all I'm saying. Also, why question marks? You know who this man is? Come on, game.
Listen, Steph, if you had not had my influence,
Yeah.
would you honestly know who that is?
Yes. I played the first Phoenix Wright game before I met you.
You would recognize this man as Phoenix.
Yes. Well, okay, you know, I see where you're coming.
In what way
Okay,
would you recognize this man as Phoenix?
With 3DS graphics, I see it. I see what you're getting at. With 3DS graphics, I can see it. No, it is Phoenix, not Phoenix. Oh yeah, it's Phoenix with an F. Right. It's Phoenix with an F. No. Okay, like,
Listen, you have the two. You have a whole spectrum of Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
And on the left you have Feeny.
That's what I'm
on
saying.
The right you have him. This one right now, and they are like indistinguishable, or not indistinguishable. They are the opposite of indistinguishable. They are
distinguishable.
Quite distinguishable. But like, you can't even see his hair unless you're super paying attention to like the little like thingies at the end. I think he has like a darker skin tone. He has like the scraggle, like the whole outfit. Yeah.
I'll say this, especially with the 3DS graphics. No, I don't think any. I think that would be a good surprise. You know what? To be fair, yes. But with computer graphics and the updated stuff, I think he's a lot easier to tell than 3DS days. I'll say that much. You know. All right. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, also, there's his hair. There's his little, like, spiky hair in the back right there.
But, like, would you...
Not with a 3DS. With a 3DS, I would have never seen it. I feel like had I not known, I would have been like, that's Phoenix, right? That's Phoenix, right? Like, that's gotta be Phoenix, right? I'm not sure. Is it? I think that's what I would have been like. I would have been like, classic Steph sussy like vibes when this game's happen, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think I would have. I have faith in myself that I would have been able to figure it out.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to remember if I clocked him, and I don't think I did.
Oh, fair enough. But you also played on a 3DS. That was rough for graphics. Anyways, it's time, shall we? Yes, sir. Look at that. He looks like he's fucking beaten to death. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. Dun dun. Oh no!
You know it, Ace Attorney, baby.
Oh god, what was his voice?
It is tradition.
Yeah, we gotta deal with pain. The court is now in session. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor! What is his hair all about?
His suit, too. All of him is just so much. He did not age well, this fan.
So you guys know the fandom from Sonic, right? Rouge, I want to piss on a hot topic. Just fucking missed the hot topic and hit pain.
See, I was going to go with the SpongeBob King Neptune reference of just bald.
Bald! He kept losing his hair. Poor man.
Like that long hair around the side is not doing him anything.
It's not. It's really not. Like, that makes it worse, honestly. That makes it so much worse.
It's just
The defense is fine. Ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank, don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. You're quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strange.
Mr. Gavin.
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be headed up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Oh, of course he wants justice. But to entrust his case to a greenhorn, why?
It's literally his story, though, buddy. Literally his story, though, buddy.
I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in this town, Mr. Gavin.
Okay, so Gavin got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel?
Then let's begin. The defense may enter the courtroom.
Yeah, his character trait is just screaming, "I'm fine." Which, what a mood.
Nothing's burning, I promise.
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright.
Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days I'm merely Phoenix Wright piano player. Sing us a song on the piano, man. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened?
I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
To think I saw you enter this room, a fresh attorney, and now I see you leave in chains.
The fucking EGAD alfalfa hair, though, on the top. What is it when it's like the fucking, like, the anime thing? What is it called?
Oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because I feel like I'm about to say the wrong thing.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what your mind said.
You know exactly what I'm trying to avoid saying.
You can't say that one. You can't say that one specifically.
I can't say that one is the problem. And I think I might, because I think I'm confusing them.
I am confusing them. I know which one is the wrong one to say, but I'm not going to say it to confirm which one it is. Anyways. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
The crime occurred at Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian... Oh.
I was like Borscht, but Russian, right?
A Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and hit him, wham, on the head. Smack, killed him cold.
Customer of the restaurant, you say? And the defendant? You say he was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, a pianist?
Yes, I just said that, Judge.
This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Definitely not wine or alcohol.
It's grape juice. Can I spoil a gag for later?
Please.
No. A gag in a later game is that I think it's Athena tries it and she's like, "Oh my god, it's really grape juice."
I cannot wait. I'm gonna forget about that when that happens, and it's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it happened! It happened, guys! It happened." Hold on, I gotta position my chair a little bit. It's like funky up.
Grape juice is apparently a defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts this deadly bottle as evidence.
Wait, guys! There's a court record!
There's a court record.
Wait, so question. If we get something that will be pertaining to the case, will it be put in the court record?
Yes.
Oh shit,
like
man.
every Ace Attorney game ever. Would you truly miss it from Ghost Trick that badly?
Wait, Katie. Is that an autopsy report?
Who knows? Why don't you check the court record?
Hold on, wait, I can check the court record.
Yeah.
Smith,
3DS, you can inspect things as well, including your badge.
Victim's name, Shady Smith. Male, estimated time of death, April 17th. Between one, okay, cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from a blunt trauma to the forehead, okay. I'm trying to remember what this, I'm trying to think of what this dude, who knows, yeah, who knows.
Shady Smith.
Shady Smith. I mean, just he's a shady guy is what it sounds like. I think that's the pun is my guess. Oh, it's a 3D!
Yeah, this is back so you can actually see your badge number too.
Oh, 929XX3.
I feel like they didn't. Did it always have X's?
There's the numbers are described on the back of the badge. There are many numbers like it, but this one's mine. Proof that I'm an attorney. To tell the truth, I get a happy feeling inside just looking at it.
Cute.
Crime. Ooh, okay. And you know what's bothering me the most? This big fucking hand. Like, make it a little smaller, please. Grape juice? How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. The subtle implication that he's an alcoholic. The bottle's completely empty. Okay. Fuck, what's this? Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court. God damn. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when.
He turns over to tell you this, and meanwhile your eye is like right up against the bottle.
I know. He's like, just so you know, the evidence is, and it's just like, oh, what's happening here? It's empty. It's empty. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Oh, the court record. Right. I've heard of that. Use E to look at the evidence so far. Oh, E for evidence. I just got that. That's been the fucking thing the entire time, hasn't it? Like, that's the thing. This is the fucking original Ace Attorneys we played, hasn't it?
I don't know computer controls, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right. Just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action.
So the victim was a customer at the restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to the country recently though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection to the defendant.
That, too, is unclear to present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
Or if they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant piano's playing.
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let the photo explain what I mean.
The card playing.
As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Is it poker gambling?
Not necessarily, but yeah.
That's a crime in and of itself.
Indeed, it appears the defendant has fallen to becoming the basest sort of criminal.
It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet there was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
A competition? What's that?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Come again.
The card on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
I hate his face. I want to punch him so much. He looks like a fucking duck. I really want to punch him. He's never been more punchable.
That'll be our first order of business then here. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about your poker competition held at the night of the crime.
My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we played and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy.
A pianist who can't play piano.
There's a lot of auto-saving happening in the corner, and it's distracting me. But I'm glad for it, so I don't have to remember to save constantly.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Phoenix just tells him who did it because he got bored. I think Phoenix is going to try to play some like 4D chess move here for something. I don't know what it is. Like, Phoenix has some 4D chess move bullshit happening. Like, he seems like he's very in control of the situation, even though he's dead on the inside. Like, the impression I get from Phoenix right now is that he's here with a purpose. I don't know if he set it up to get into here, but like, he feels like he's here for a purpose, for a reason, and whatever that reason is, it has to do with Apollo, I guess, because like, he specifically wanted Apollo here. I don't fucking know, man. I feel like he's here for a reason, and he's got like some 4D chess move to pull out.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you all right? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times, though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher in the course of cross-examinations? What do you guys want? Yes.
Totally just the basics.
Better safe than sorry, especially this early in the game.
Womp womp.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum-bum. Oh, that was fucking funny. You know me, I love a good meta pun like that. That's some good shit there. Ah, all right. Yes, teach me. I know nothing. Indeed, your job, Justice, is to be mindful of the court record and the testimony. Look for inconsistencies in the testimony with what the court record tells you. When you found an inconsistency, that's when you present the conflicting evidence from the court record with E. Has Kristoff ever been, like, hinted at in the original series? Like, I don't think he has, right?
No, he's a new character
right?
now. Yes.
I was wondering because, like, he's apparently the best defense attorney and a friend of Wright, and I was wondering, like, maybe he was mentioned offhandedly or something, but no, he's just a new guy. Okay, gotcha.
No, that was like, here's the exposition of this.
Gotcha. I didn't hear anything strange in the testimony just now. A good sign that you'll need to press the witness with Q for more information. Press him? Don't let the fact that he's a remarkable man hold you back. Get more information. But isn't Mr. Wright my client? Well, think you can do it? Yes, thank you, sir. I think I could do it. I think you better, or we're going to have a problem. Just remember, find any inconsistencies, any lies in testimony, and reveal them to the court. This is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never... He's gonna lie somehow. What is Phoenix Wright lying about? No, the moment they say this, he's lying about something. That's to me to prove it.
Phoenix? Good boy Phoenix?
Wait, is he not actually Phoenix? Is he actually Edgeworth in disguise?
Gasp.
The defense may begin its cross-examination.
God, now we have an actual voice for the judge. Oh, we have like a health bar on the top and not badges?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Hello?
I'm just looking at him. He seems like a pouty kid. That's all.
Yeah, a little.
He's just like I can see Pearl pulling that face, you know, OG Pearl. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes when customers demand it. So I play them one song, that's usually all they want. That's supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large.
And why are you really at the Botanist Cool Club?
They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I'm a professional after all.
Do I take pride? Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
Oh shit! Oh shit! My boy still has sass. Let's go!
What?
Oh, his sass is through the roof. Now, like, it's very fun to see Phoenix out of his own head.
God, I cannot wait. Like, we saw it a little bit when Edgeworth was doing his thing, if I recall correctly. When we were Edgeworth for a bit. No, Phoenix was sick. We didn't see that. No, we've never seen Phoenix out of his own head. Huh. I played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now. Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Dilf. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? He's been out of the fucking defense game for 7 years?
Yep.
Is that even possible? The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction. It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screens nowadays. Suffice it to say, that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
A smoking room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in the room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Two decks of cards. We don't have the blue ones, though. 2 decks of cards. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lights scattered on the floor.
Yeah, that's true. Precisely, cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted in blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck was red, the other blue.
As I recall, in poker, you make 5-card hands.
You know, it's funny enough is, so I don't know, I don't think I've told you this, Katie, but like, what I'm doing right now off screen that no one can see, but sometimes people can hear, I'm actually playing with that deck of cards I bought for that D&D session we did. I like legitimately, whenever I'm sitting at this desk, I'm legitimately just like, I'm just doing the stupid little shuffle like that, 90% of the time, or I'm doing the fucking like...
You should learn how to do trick shuffles.
I mean, I don't have it down, but I've got the overbridge thing. I'm learning that, but like, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll learn trick. But these are also just bicycle cards. They're not the best for like actual like shuffling. Like I know that like you could get better ones that are actually made for shuffling.
I meant like false shuffles.
What's false shuffles?
It's when it looks like you're shuffling the deck, but you're moving cards around in a specific way. So, like, for example, there's ways to, like, move, like, instead of actually shuffling a card into the deck, move it to the back of the deck and stuff. It's things magicians do to be like, oh, look, I shuffled the deck.
Oh, okay. So, like, if you're talking about how to move, like, a card from the top of the deck, like, as an example, if moving a card from the top deck to the bottom of the deck is not actually very hard. That's easy. Like that I could do no problem. Because there's literally a trick. I did do a magic trick. I learned a magic trick back in the day where you would basically hold the bottom card, right? Whatever the bottom card is, you would pull out the rest of the deck and you'd have the top card and the bottom card, or a few sets of cards basically just left there and put it up there. So like no matter what, your bottom card is always the same no matter how much you shuffle it, even though it looks like you're doing, you know, a big shuffle. So no matter how much I shuffle it, oops. So like as an example, I have the ace of diamonds at the bottom right now. You know, no matter how much I shuffle this, even though it looks like I'm shuffling, I could just do a whole bunch of cuts. The ace of diamonds is still at the bottom. That's the only trick I know. But like
yeah, I think there's a couple ways, but I don't really know them.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, maybe I should learn some of them. Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing with these cards literally every time I sit at this desk ever since I bought them to fucking play D&D, and it's just like.
Yeah, I only know a few card tricks.
Yeah. Anyways,
I can see that would be easy to cheat.
Huh. Yes, a game of hands.
This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right. It was a simple game after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that crime occurred, yet you claim to have no connection to the crime.
Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right, there's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear from you. Sure, why not?
Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. But his fingerprints are all over it. Silence? The defendant has a right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, didn't you detect something odd about that testimony? Huh? Wait, the thing you said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now what was it? And you figured out that suggests presenting evidence. Evidence that contradicts the testimony. A contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony? But why? I'd better check the court record. I can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony.
Your voice is just getting more and more.
I'm loving it. I'm loving how much of like a kid I'm making him.
What?
Like
yeah,
he feels so
remember,
naive.
Kid, in the actual court case, it doesn't put you at a disadvantage to not say anything.
Pleading the fifth is very important.
And in fact, usually it's best if you don't testify.
Remember what they say, whatever you say can and will be used against you. That's it.
Even if it's a technicality.
Even if it's a technicality. There was literally a whole fucking seminar done where a lawyer was talking to some kids at, I think, University of California or something like that, right? And they were like, hey, listen, so you could talk to a officer or a prosecutor or whatever, and they're gonna say something, and they're intentionally trying to mislead you to make it seem like you may have done something, or see if you've gotten connections to things. Like, they may say someone was murdered, but if you say, I didn't hear anyone get shot, you know, they're gonna get you, and they're gonna say, oh yeah, this person knows those gunshot, we never mentioned that, therefore we are going to claim them as guilty. And then the police officer came up a little while later and goes, yeah, he's right. Our job is to protect and serve, and that's how we protect and serve, is basically what his thing was. So, like, keeping silent is great. If you get a fucking lawyer on you. You have a right to a lawyer, and you have a right to silence. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I am fine. Time to listen again to that testimony again. But yeah, Katie's right. Silence is important.
Yeah, and at least in, like, not so much in Japan's court system, I don't think, but at least in ours, like, you have the whole innocent until proven guilty, which is why there's technically, like, you do not have a requirement to get up and try and defend yourself. Like, it's up to, that's what burden of proof means, is it is up to the prosecutor to prove that you did it. You don't have to argue, no, I didn't, because.
I wonder what it could be, right, Chip? Objection! Oh, that was a solid objection.
He's got them cords of steel.
So you're saying you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle, right? So I said.
Mr. Wright, please.
Is this how he was?
This is kind of what I meant by, like, he's like Phoenix, but, like, a little bit more.
Yeah. I have a question. Is this what Phoenix was like whenever we weren't reading his thoughts? Like, this kind of bullshit?
No, he's definitely, like, extra here.
Okay.
There's a better example to get out of his head in a later game.
Okay.
Where he's a bit more in lawyer mode.
There's a bit more in lawyer mode.
He's a bit more in lawyer mode than, like, right now he's in, like, asshole mode, shall we say. So right now he's, like, on turbo sass.
Right.
But yeah.
Something doesn't matter, Mr. Justice.
Hee hee hee! Why?
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
A deliberate admission that you would play dumb. Jail.
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered in defendant's fingerprints.
OBJECTION.
Don't need to shout, Mr. Justice. We can hear you just fine.
Excessive yelling can damage. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cord of steel?
Yelling is all I have, Mr. Gavin.
Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on the bottle in the restaurant?
Well, it's true. The prints alone don't prove that.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Huh?
They're the fingerprints of a murderer.
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that.
I hate that fucking hair flip.
Yes, to brain someone with the bottle.
Mr. Gavin, I think things took a turn for the worst. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything you'll see.
Can you explain the fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
First time playthrough? Yes, this is my first time playthrough of the Apollo Justice trilogy. The well thought out, thoroughly connected, and fully comprehensive Apollo Justice trilogy with the Ace Attorney expert herself, Katie.
Yep.
But yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Sick. This game is awesome. I'm excited to see it. Does Payne lose his hair again? Every time Payne loses a court case, he does lose his hair.
Yeah, this game can be controversial. There was a period of time where this game was very controversial, but ultimately the verdict is most people like it.
Fair enough.
It was mostly controversial because people were like, what the hell happened to Phoenix?
Fair enough. On the night in question, who was it that reported the murder to police?
Reported?
Well, that was a defendant, Mr. Wright, but still that.
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement, 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. A call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
Proceed.
And this is the phone that made the call. A fun story about calls, real quick. So my call here, my ringtone is the Steel Samurai theme song because of Ace Attorney, obviously, and because Katie gave it to me. And
I didn't give you the phone.
No, yeah, you gave me the ringtone. And what happened was I was at work. And, you know, it rang out, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-da, ba-bum, and it's super fucking loud, and it scared the shit out of me. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna lower that. And my boss goes, yeah, you chose the loudest and most annoying ringtone possible. Because it always rings every once in a while. Like, they've heard that plenty of times. A few seconds later, I hear him humming. And I'm like, yes. It was so great.
I see it. This is the phone that made the call.
Yeah, I got him hooked to the Steel Samurai. I doesn't even know what it is. All right, let's examine this phone. Wait, what's this? Wow, the battery's being held in with a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. Can we remove that? I want to see what's actually there. I feel like there's something in there. I don't like that. I feel like he's hidden something in here. What's in here? What could be in here? Like a
battery?
Like a secret note? A love message from Edgeworth? Is that it? Okay. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so choose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he's being uncooperative? Nay, save Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this?
That's a good question. How indeed? Were you there, Mr. Payne? Did you murder him?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
Hee hee hee! You're as good as they say you are.
So, someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime.
Cusco's poison. The poison made specifically for Cusco.
That's exactly what it felt like for a second.
Incredible.
Thank you. How was that impression, though? I thought I did pretty good with that, actually.
Pretty good.
Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
Oh. Now, witness will state her name and profession.
Hold it just a moment. Where's the witness?
I can't see. All I see is a delicious dish floating above the witness stand.
All I see is this borscht. I want to eat that.
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horse.
So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear on my gavel. Please, come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Well, if you are sure, it is okay.
No, the prosecution. Whoa! What? Wait a minute. Will the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia?
Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
Judge and Payne simps again. They're being simps again. Of course they are.
And that would be...
My name is Olga O'Reilly.
Oh, really?
I am employed as waitress in Birch Bowl Club restaurant. I cannot have a good Russian accent. Apologies to everyone from Russia.
Wait, why me? Why are you fucking talking on me, Chip?
And why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve Birch in that is naming a restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think I'm not doing a Russian accent. I don't know what accent I'm doing. I'm so bad at any kind of voice.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, okay, the oh really joke. Thank you. I just remembered. I just remembered.
I take it one of those other services is taking customers' pictures.
Da. Like, for example, this one.
Oh. Well then. Oh, there's 2 bottles of grape juice. There's 4 actually. He might not have touched the murder weapon legitimately. He might have gotten the wrong bottle of grape juice.
That's the defendant.
Indeed, on the night of the murder.
Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is same way as I drop cold bowls of Birch on laps of customers, casually.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Let's take a look at that. So... Phoenix has his locket. I was wondering what the locket on Phoenix's chest was. That's the locket that the dude's wearing. He's wearing the dude's locket.
Look at his sandals.
Oh, fuck yeah, Phoenix, let's go! The Florida man vibes, I love it! Fucking amazing, I love the sandals, actually. So there's 4 bottles of grape juice, which means that legitimately, he may not have touched a murder weapon. Because there's 4 fucking bottles. Actually, can we see any of the other bottles in the picture? We cannot, we can only see one of them. That one's open, though. To be fair, they could have recapped it. I want the hyper analyzing mode, and his fucking necklace is gone at this point, isn't it? Yeah, his necklace is gone in this photo. Why is this photo black and white? I hate it. Why does the man in white suit almost look like the loan shark from Trials and Tribulations? He kind of almost does. I can see where you're getting that. But no, he looks pretty. But yeah, like that locket's gonna be a big thing. That locket's gonna be a big thing.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in room. The hideout, we call it.
Excuse me, the hideout?
It is room where a famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Bad guy. Yes, bad guy. Famous gangster bad guy.
The famous bad guy gangster. Oh, that's a fucking good joke.
Is room where murder took place.
What?
The look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. That will be $500. Dada photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want a copy of.
Yes. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about your night's event.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. I can't do this accent right now. I just can't.
It's good, don't worry.
It was cold, both players with hats on, The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Well, we know what the contradiction is there.
There's only who won the game.
Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith?
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice, maybe you could come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid, it happens. I didn't lose a case for my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime.
Do 3 of a kind beat 2 pairs? Oh, no, he has 3 of a kind and a pair of aces. Never mind. Wait, no, they both have a pair of aces, and he's king high. That's what it is. Oh, he's got a pair of aces king high. Oh, 3 of a kind king, and then he's got a pair of aces 7 of a kind. 3 of a kind 7s. Okay, I see what the rule is. There's also this one in the background which looks like a 2 of spades.
The hand and chips on the side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. On the far side belongs to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
I mean, yes, imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as, the poker head of the courtroom number 3.
Incredible. And he was all up in arms, like gambling's
I
illegal.
know, right? He's a gambler. I think he needs poker face.
Looking at this picture, does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
I mean, we know where the contradiction is, but we'll press her a bit, see what's going on. You were dealing cards? Do you do this often?
I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cars, more borscht. It is my work.
It sounds like you deal specifically borscht and cards.
Good to hear a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitress.
Isn't borscht cold? Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination.
Is borscht cold? I've never had it.
I thought borscht was cold. Hold on. Borscht. Classic Ukrainian borscht recipe like mom's. Everyone has fallen in love with the iconic beet soup.
It may be served either hot or cold, apparently.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's already April. How could it be cold?
At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic, rustic Russian restaurant theme.
So he was cold with fucking flip-flops and slippers on and shit.
I mean, you ever get bundled up, but then you're like too bundled and you need like a release point?
To be fair, like,
That's what I figure.
it's like when you're in bed and you just have to have your one foot out from under your
Exactly.
comforter. Yeah.
Outside it is cities in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia.
No way am I going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is the best seasoning, duh.
I could understand that, actually. His locket.
I believe it was good luck charm, duh. He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like the clarification. This is the locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket.
Of course I knew that. It's probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that.
No. A locket's a locket. Doesn't matter. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So what happened next?
Something terrible?
The defense will refrain from being neither shouting.
Sorry, I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss O'Reilly, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, I was so frightened, duh. I trembled with fear. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
We could stop her here, but I do want to push her. But the defendant would never do such a thing.
Oh no, how did the defense try this tactic?
If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me.
So why would anyone do something like this on a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game?
Yes, and crushing defeat for man undefeated, so it is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir, leave it to me. There were only 3 people in that room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shaddy Smith, and Mr. Wright. Shaddy Smith, Mr. Wright, and Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, O'Reilly. I know it's orally, but I said O'Reilly the first time I got fucked. Like, I'm done. I can never say her name right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Yeah, normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died from a blow to the head.
Ah!
So, Miss O'Reilly. Really? Miss O'Reilly, really now? Did you witness the crime?
Eek!
Did the soup fall in there too, separately?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Look at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hurt. Still wearing his hat and everything.
It's a fact he was hit, Your Honor.
Oh, shit.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during the investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit.
God damn. Why is it in black and white?
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Got the pendant. Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination.
Such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing about thinking aloud too much, too. He has the Phoenix curse. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. Just change your fucking testimony?
I guess so.
You didn't say anything about hitting before.
Sorry. I must be forgetting this star.
Why don't you take greater care of your testimony?
Oh, Dada, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, it sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me see what we got here. So right now, there's no pendant on him in this picture.
One thing I'll say is that this is actually like a pretty good starter case as well.
It's clearly cold in here. I was like, maybe the shoes, like, well, no, it's clearly cold in here. Like, there's like snow and shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is clearly a cold place. This is locket there. Doesn't have a locket here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You know what? Let's save. I am going to present. Oh, fuck yeah, I got it. You know, there is one curious part about a testimony, like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Judgment, you can't explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about.
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at his photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean?
You're gonna believe this testimony is that the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. The locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Ah! Defendant, what do you got to say about this? Say!
Yeah? What's up, homie? Something catching your eye?
Some problem?
You got a problem, bud? You know, I went jewelry shopping just before I came here.
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh, you mean this? Yeah, it's a locket with a photograph inside. What about it? Are the lockets different? Make a fuck. Nah, them's the same as lockets. Them's the same shapes, baby.
We all know that lockets, that's a very uncommon shape for lockets. We all know this.
No, hold on. This one is slightly different shape. I think it's just the picture. Oh, is there another picture of him?
I think it's just that one.
Yeah, that one looks like a shield more so than the other one does, but I think it's just a picture, honestly. Like, I think that I'm gonna imagine they're the same. I love it. It's just like, yeah, it's a locket with a photograph inside.
What about it?
What about it?
I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry, is this important? A photo of my daughter. Aww. Come again?
Is it right? You have a daughter?
You can confirm at the time of the arrest. The picture inside the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? So I guess they are slightly different shapes. Why don't I buy this? It's just a coincidence. Probably it's not.
Oh no, the results of the poker game led to the murder. You should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't be necessary. The defendant lost badly.
Mr. O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the gameplay between the victim and the defendant.
I think this is a good place to get some water and all that stuff. We're gonna be on a little bit of a break. I know you said you might need to go early, Kitty. Are you good to still go on?
I think I'm good.
All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of a break, guys. We'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. We're gonna get some water, stretch, all that good stuff. Everyone do that. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a second.
See you soon.
I just gotta go for this whole thing of like muting us properly again. It's been so fucking long. All right, everyone, we are back. And speaking of borscht, guess what I got?
Borch?
Say again?
Borch?
No, I have miso soup. I decided to make myself a quick cup of miso. Nothing to do with borscht whatsoever. Except for the fact that they're both soups.
Nice. The game began with 3,500 point and chip for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was the victim.
God damn it, I'm gonna have to do math for these probably.
The last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose.
Oh.
The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, look at this picture. It does seem to be an all one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Like prosecuting for you, bud?
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I've done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I've done. Common tale, but true.
Methinks the judge watches too many old courtroom movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Because, you know, Mr. Wright's definitely not lying or anything. I feel like he's lying something. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
Each man begins with 3,500 points, and the total would be, 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus, it's not even long division. He's just like, stop thinking that loud. Are these chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Of course. Maybe you can explain a bit about these chips.
Explain what is that to be explained.
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips.
The chip off them. We know who likes fish and chips, right? We know who likes fish and chips.
We sure do.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking of Dracula for a second because he's like, oh yeah, he taught me all the best fish and chip spots. Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 types of chip, 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip.
Which one are you, Chip? Are you 1,000 or 100? Alright, I gotta do some math now, alright. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6,000 if we count the red ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not. There's 100 missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they're even. So the bronze one, the black ones are 100. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1,000. And you have six small ones, which I'm assuming are the thousands. And those are 6,000. 1,000, but I'm never used because I'm chipped.
It is not money, duh.
Justice? Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Oh, the defense wants the witness to add her testimony.
Yeah. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Added to the testimony. She knew where I was going with this.
Very well, witness, if you would be so kind.
Aye, Your Honor.
Alright, let's... Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why.
Hey, Mr. Justice!
Do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand.
We feel this with right so much. We're not in kindergarten.
Sorry, I'm fine. I'd better think of something to ask. And quick. The two types of chips. The small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1,000. Right? Right? Of course.
Ha! Don't waste our time.
Is that all?
Yeah. Gulp. Great, Mr. Gavin made me stop right now. I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me like that. Huh? Who? Me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on and try it. We're not in kindergarten after all. Hi, I did this already. Calculation?
Yeah, I was like, you honed in on that super fast.
I was waiting for it, because I saw the chips down, and I was waiting for the fucking, like... I was waiting for the fucking thing. So, like, here's a question. So, the small ones are worth 100, the big ones are worth 1,000, right? That's what he's saying. She did not disagree with that, right? So, big ones are worth 1,000. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9,600. That's a lot. That's not 7,000.
It's not 7,000.
You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure.
It seems our new attorney's a bit confused. A glance at this picture will tell you enough to know who won. You're not in kindergarten.
Now here's the thing. Phoenix was winning because the small ones were actually worth 1,000. Otherwise, the math is completely wrong. So Phoenix is winning immensely. He has 4,100, while this guy has 2,900.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem in the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which ones are worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course, duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
Totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips were 7,000 points.
Yes, if our calculations are correct. Let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
Wait, what?
He's doing advanced math. Don't even worry about it.
It's like that one picture of like the woman with the math symbols going over her head. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 and the small chips are worth 100, then you add them all up.
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Each man began... Oh. Took a sip of soup, sorry. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in the photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips is the other way around.
Why?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness under madness!
Show me the photograph of the chips are gotten. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Well, that does make 7,000 points when you add them together.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm glad I was the one who said it.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the large number of chips still. Ah!
Exactly. If the small chips are worth 1,000 points and the large chips are worth 100, hey Loki, I'll give you. Thank you. I'll give you a quick shout out too. And I'm gonna take a sip of my soup. Hydrate too, Katie. Make sure you're hydrating.
Alrighty.
Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Ah!
I went a little Wookiee there for a second.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,100 points and Wright had 4,100.
Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client has even less of a reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yeah!
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you?
Eek!
Order! The defendant has lost his motive. Mr. Wright supposed the defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the testimony. Excuse me, what is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat.
Oh. A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, what do you mean? A scam?
They're the same thing!
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case is certainly taking a turn. For the interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating. In the final hand.
Last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hand, cheat is more obvious. Next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in hand, poor Mr. Smith.
No, there's 4 different aces. The 7s were fine. And the kings are fine. It's not impossible that 4 aces come out in 2 hands. Unlikely, not impossible, though. I don't see what she's referring to.
Continue on, is what I'll say for now.
Unless they pulled an ace before. Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the start? I thought I smelled the cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
The full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
Let alone the suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house?
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker?
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? That's what I want to ask, actually. Justice, you know the terms one pair and two pair and three of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. Two cards of the same number make a pair and three makes a three of a kind. Good, now picture a hand with one pair and one three of a kind. That's a full house.
That's not very easy to make, does it? Here's each player's hand in this photo.
They both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You can cheat.
Defense may cross-examine the witness.
You did cheat in the last hand. That still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Why did he cheat to lose? I've never heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat. That's a question.
Much to consider.
Just how hard is it to make a full house anyways?
It's quite hard, is making a pair and three of a kind at the same time.
I guess that's right.
Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head of court for number 3.
Very difficult, but is not impossible.
Okay, full house, hard. Is that a questioning a waste of time? Four of each card, you say?
There's one spade, one diamond, one heart, and one club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons.
Huh, you don't say.
Did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in the deck and you get 364 a year.
No, you don't. No, you don't say. Isn't that one day short?
That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of the year, all in one deck of cards.
Oh, you don't say. We're gonna be in this courtroom for a year if this keeps going on like this. How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
What? A fifth ace?
I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. Mr. Wright's 2.
Obviously cheating was afoot, or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this should be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well, the witness will add this detail to the testimony, please.
Well, we know what's fucking not right. It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name...
Yeah. Look, all the pieces of evidence clearly contradicts with what you said in your testimony.
But the photograph of the chips is not.
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain the point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out to the cut.
Oh my god.
There's a point in the contradiction. Oh.
So really, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But you can clearly see the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Eek!
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
I'm not looking at the photograph.
Jesus Christ. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's the 5th ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
2 aces in each player's hands. That does make 4 aces in total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true, I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts, Mr. Gavin. Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
Cards?
Mr. Payne?
Yes?
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit the evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or both of them?
These cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing well. Now, which of these hands are more suspicious? It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Well, it's time and wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. When examining... Okay, yeah. One of them's red. One of them's blue. Oh, the King of Spades... The King of Diamonds is blue. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color.
Eh?
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Ah!
Oh. What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
No, I merely said, that, I have eek.
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes.
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. 1 million needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say? The dealer.
Ah!
Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly? She's the cheater, a professional, I'd wager.
Yeah.
Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
In case you forgot from 2 seconds ago. That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. In case you pressed A too fast.
Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
Oh.
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness of Miss Olga, really, are you?
Time for justice. My favorite part of the movie is when they say it was just in time. It's Morbin time, baby. There were 3 people in the room and at the time of the incident, and if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder.
Eek.
I think she fell. It's a gut feeling. I think she fell.
Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she's lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice?
Your Honor.
Seems you have been presented a new possibility to the courts. I'm suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means...
The court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
Yeah, what?
I did it. I held out.
See no point in prolonging this trial at this stage. Prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
That was a familiar objection.
It sure was.
Mr. Wright! You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think, one of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what that means? What are you...
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Rain, you of all people should know Mr. Roy has a talent for the ridiculous.
It's true.
So proud looking.
Let's get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that from night.
As I said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards at night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks of the cards will have different backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You use different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but that's odd for some reason.
I have this pressure that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. Sure, someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever, at the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means they were cheating.
Unless he pulled out 4 fake red cards. Oh, wait, hold on. No, okay, whatever. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Paulo? Yes. Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There were 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news, Bolton, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swap.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be.
Eh.
I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? Not before, because when you hand out cards, you hand them out face down. During or after? Court record time? The court record doesn't help us in this one.
There's something you can think about. I can give you a hint, and the hint is just sort of a thing you should be considering.
I think it's after.
Interesting.
Listen, Phoenix is up to some shit. I feel like he might have messed with it for a reason. Like, what would we have seen if we checked his hand? You know what I'm saying? So, my guess is after?
Do you want me to give you my hint as well? I'm not trying to change your opinion.
Sure, give me your hint.
What does the card color being different imply?
Actually, another question too. Okay, no. With the card color being different, it implies that. It implies it was from something else, obviously. All right. So.
And what else?
Hmm?
If someone was trying to swap a card in unsuspiciously, and they put in a blue one.
Yeah.
And they're playing with red.
They're trying to make it obvious. Which again makes me feel like it's after the murder. Because they're drawing attention to it. Perhaps it happened after the murder.
What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh. Even when the backs of the cards are a different color, if you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
That's what I was trying to drive at.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. That's what I mentioned too at first. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is going past and silly and straight on to crazy. I'll ask you again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before. Yeah, it's you. Okay.
There's another.
Yes, a simple yet decisive question to be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done, the victim is dead. Only two remain in the room alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was swapped after the red card for blue? It had to be fucking Phoenix. Now I'm just confused.
See, Phoenix's attitudes got my hackles up because I feel like he's pulling some 4D chess move bullshit.
The one who swapped the cards was Mr. Wright. It was you, wasn't it?
And why would I do such a thing?
Well, because, maybe you're trying to hide the fact that you cheated?
That would make sense, but they swapped the cards in the victim's hand.
Oh. Sorry. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Now to think of it, he would have helped his opponent win. Okay, fair enough. Who was it that swapped the red card for a blue?
Damn it.
I thought it was right. I really thought it was right.
You thought I was right.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I don't think it was Olga.
Knowing the structure of these games, that seems like too obvious an answer. Let's go in the crazy world, baby.
The one who swapped the cards wasn't right, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga O'Reilly either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it makes only sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be too obvious. Would you like to share the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fine, how are you confusing? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. When who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Mrs. O'Reilly. Then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we are about to see this case we take in a new direction. Take a new direction.
New direction?
We'll find that indeed after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hands. And that someone made two critical mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us the first one was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of the cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king.
I'm sure whoever swapped it out wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was the game had been won with a full house. So they picked the king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. So it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
Trials proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there was only 3 people in the courtroom.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you
have chosen to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that's a problem, yeah.
We're adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in the chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
No, the trial will resume in 20 minutes.
You know what? I think this is a good place to wait for next time.
gonna kill me though.
I mean, listen, how much longer is this trial?
It depends on how fast we get through things.
Okay, so I think this is a good place to leave it off. If it depends, if it's
It probably is. It's just gonna kill me because there's a couple of things too about this beginner case that I don't remember how they handle it, and it might be harder if you don't do it all at once. But because this is actually a really good case, and they set things up pretty well, and replaying it is just like.
Well, I am going. Well, don't worry. We'll get to this again next week. Just so you guys know, starting on April 30th, I will be out of town, and I will not be doing streams for like 2 weeks. I'll be out on vacation. So yeah, we won't have that for 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll finish this next week, and we'll basically have like the first case done and come back in a couple weeks after that to the second case. Yeah. Good stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, RC. Yeah. All right. So, if you guys haven't already, by the way, go subscribe to my YouTube. The VOD will be up there. In fact, we have all the VODs from our previous Ace Attorney adventures, including the first trilogy, which, as Katie said, is not as well written as the second one. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and now starting the fully, thoroughly written and planned out Apollo Justice trilogy. I am making Katie pissed right now. I'm telling you that, guys.
No, it's fine. I've already gotten my rants out. And to be honest, it's not that I dislike the games. I want to make that clear. To call it a trilogy is criminal.
All right, guys. If you're on YouTube watching this, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and we'll see you soon. Bye, YouTube.